Welcome back to Marshmallow Reads. I'm Marcy, and today I'm going to be giving you some rapid fire recommendations to celebrate Pride Month. So the following books all have at least some LGBTQ plus representation to varying degrees. Some focus on the love and interpersonal relationships, others not so much. If you would like to know more details about the specific stories, I recommend you check them out online. Okay, starting with some graphic novels and comics. The Prince and the Dressmaker. Love this one. While his parents are trying to find him a bride, the prince is living his best life in secret at night, donning these gorgeous, loud, and just beautiful dresses and dominating the Paris fashion scene. And in finding a secret dressmaker for himself, the prince also happens to find a best friend. Heartstopper by Alice Oseman. Boy meets boy, boys become friends, boys fall in love. So they meet in class one morning, and Nick, a year older than Charlie, convinces Charlie to join the rugby team, and they quickly become best friends and eventually boyfriends. And they're very supportive of each other, but unfortunately not everyone around them is supportive of them, so they are gonna deal with some shittiness while they figure out their relationship. Bloom! Fresh out of high school, Ari can't wait to move to the big city to start his music career with his super hip band. But first, he has to convince his dad to let him quit working at the family bakery. So then a new guy, Hector, who's eventually going to replace Ari, starts working at the bakery, and things start heating up. Maybe in a romantic way. But only if Ari can stop from ruining everything. Laura Dean keeps breaking up with me. Laura Dean is the most popular girl in school, and she is Freddie Riley's dream girl. She is confident and charming and so cute. But there's one problem. Laura Dean kind of sucks at being a girlfriend. Can Freddie stop this unhealthy cycle of breakup, cry, get back together, cry? Maybe she can, with the help of some new friends. And then I have two by Noelle Stevenson. I absolutely love their work. I gotta watch She-Ra at some point. Okay, first up, Lumberjanes. 5 best friends have fun adventures at summer camp, defeating and also befriending some cryptids, magical creatures. It gives me some pretty heavy Gravity Falls vibes and the Adventure Zone Amnesty vibes. So good. And Nimona. I think the Goodreads description is like perfect. Nimona is an impulsive young shapeshifter with a knack for villainy. Lord Ballaster Blackheart is a villain with a vendetta, and as sidekick and supervillain, Nimona and Lord Blackheart are about to wreak some serious havoc. Love this art style, love the story, love the characters, so good. Okay, now you're gonna get a bunch of sci-fi. Gideon the Ninth. Lesbian necromancers in space. I don't think I need to say more, but if you want more of my thoughts on this one, check out my vlog. Ninefox Gambit. A disgraced Captain Kelcheris must redeem herself in the eyes of the big old Hexarchate by retaking the Fortress of Scattered Needles, taking it away from the heretics who overtook it. And she attempts to do this with the help of the undead tactician Shuos Jadao. He has never lost a battle in his life or unlife, and he might actually be able to help Cheris succeed. But will Cheris become yet another one of his victims in the process? Persephone Station. Rosie is the owner of Monk's Bar, which is located on Persephone Station, a seemingly backwater planet, and their customers consist of criminals and people who want to hire criminals for crimes. Rosie recruits Angel, an ex-Marine, and her band of crime buds to do this very important job that will ultimately expose the planet's big-ass secret. This is how you lose the Time War. 2 time-traveling rivals start leaving messages for each other in some pretty imaginative ways, like in the patterns of boiling water or the rings of a living tree. And it all starts off as a taunt, but eventually it turns into something romantic. Love that for them. To Be Taught If Fortunate, a standalone novella. A team of 4 diverse space explorers are sent to a distant star system, like 15 light years away from Earth to determine if any of the planets in the system would be possibly terraformable to one day support human life. Everything seems to be going well until they stop receiving messages from Earth. Like, none at all. And they have to determine whether or not they're going to continue with their mission, whether they're going to go home, or some other option. I actually still own this one in physical copy because I loved it so much. A Long Way to a Small Angry Planet. A motley crew journeys through space, and their newest crew member learns the meaning of family and maybe also love. They land a massive and dangerous job to tunnel new wormholes throughout space to connect a distant planet to the already connected galaxy. And the characters in this one are top tier. Okay, now for some YA recommendations. We Are the Ants. Trigger warning for suicide. Henry Denton has spent years being periodically abducted by aliens, and then one day they tell him that the world will end in 144 days. But they also tell him that Henry is the only one who can stop it all from happening, and all he has to do is push this big red button. But he's not sure if he wants to do that, because you see, Henry's life hasn't been so great recently. His family is struggling to get by, his grandmother is ill, and Henry is still processing the death of his boyfriend. So maybe he and maybe the entire world would be better off if he just didn't press it. We Are Okay. Great cover art. When Marin left for college, she was, and still is, dealing with her grandfather's passing. And she's yet to talk to anyone about this, including her best friend, Mabel. And now Mabel is coming to visit Marin at her college dorm during winter break. No one else is there. And with the two of them together and alone, Marin is forced to face her past and all of the emotions connected to it. Summer of Salt. Love this one so much. Magic is passed down through generations. But if you don't get your powers by the time you turn 18, they're never gonna come. And on an island where strange things happen, including being the nesting site of this supposedly 300-year-old bird, Georgina Fernway is approaching her 18th birthday, and she's still waiting to feel the tingle of magic through her fingers. Radio Silence. This is the same author as Heartstopper, Alice Oseman, and it's also in the same universe. Girl meets boy, but instead of falling in love, they make a podcast. Think Welcome to Night Vale. These high schoolers are rapidly approaching time for university. But is that really the right choice for them? Will they gain the courage to show the world who they really are over the course of this life-changing year? Or will there just be radio silence? I've got one nonfiction memoir for you. In the Dream House, Carmen Maria Machado tells her harrowing tale of a relationship gone bad through some very engrossing and imaginative writing. Each chapter has its own structure, its own narrative trope, like the haunted house, erotica, a fairy tale, and so on. This is a very real look into how not all lesbian relationships are safe and happy, and it draws a light to the reality of abuse in queer relationships. And then I have one literary fiction / emotional torture porn. Trigger warning for like so many fucking things. Look it up if you're interested. So the basic story is that 4 friends meet in college in New York City, and it shows how their lives grow and change over the years. But the kicker is one of the friends, Jude, has a tragic history and long-lasting physical and emotional trauma. Yes, Jude does have the support of his friends, especially Willem, on his side, but that cannot save him from future harm. This one is massively heavy. It will make you cry if you are gonna cry ever. Like, it's pretty intense, and it has some nice moments, especially between Jude and Willem, but it's a lot. So I don't end on a major bummer. My last recommendation is a current read of mine. I just started this. The Song of Achilles. It is a story of love and friendship between ancient warriors Achilles and Patroclus before and during the Trojan War, and I'm really liking it so far. I am always looking for more queer reads, so please leave your favorites down in the comments. like especially if they're sci-fi or fantasy, but really I will take any genre. Thanks so much for watching this video. I had so much fun putting it together. This isn't necessarily all of the queer books that I've read before, but these are just some of my favorites. But like I said, I want to read more and more and more. I don't know if you can tell, but I did my makeup all special today with the bi flag, and I hope it hasn't completely melted off my face by now, but I even went with contacts today for the first time in like ages just to show it off, so hopefully you can appreciate it. Okay, that's gonna be it for me this week. I hope you all have a wonderful Pride Month, a wonderful week, a wonderful day. Do something nice for yourself, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!